Alright, hello. I want to say there was no uploads this week. Not that anyone cares. But the reason why is my mouse broke. And I had to spend £15 on a new mouse. Or I could spend £15 on a capture card. And I can actually play games that I'm really good at. Like Cuphead. Like, I've completed Cuphead several times. And it's a hard game. And to see someone play it so fluently and makes the game look easy, I find that kind of cool. And I'm impressed with myself with my skills on Cuphead. But Minecraft Bed Wars, oh my god, I'm such a noob. So I decided to get a capture card, right? So £15 for a capture card. Then it turns out I also need a HDMI splitter so I can watch what I'm actually doing and record it on my laptop. So then I bought a HDMI splitter, and it turns out it's a HDMI switcher, which means I can only record the laptop, or I can have my TV display my game. So it's been a nightmare with getting background gameplay. Admittedly, I could have just played a game. I could have just bought a mouse, and this would not have been a problem. So that's why there's been no videos this week. And my workout physical progress to become Rocky will come out probably in a few days because of this technical issue. So sorry about that. Also, you might be saying, but THATHAN, how do you get that background gameplay? And how does it look so good? And how do you get so many kills? Well, the reason why I get so many kills is because I play a children's game, so it's filled with a bunch of noobs, meaning I can get high kill streaks. Like in that background gameplay, I literally got 63 kills. That's insane. Imagine if I'd done that in the actual game. Like if I'd done that in COD, I'd be a pro. But no, I'm a pro Plants vs Zombies player. So yeah, basically I streamed my Xbox to my PC, and when I was streaming it I also recorded it, and that's why the quality is quite bad too, so sorry about that. Hello, this is THATHAN, and today is a story about the worst experience, the worst pain I've ever had. Not the worst experience, but the worst pain. And the thing that caused it was actually like this creature, and it lurks the seas. It's horrendous, it's hideous. It's uglier than your mum. No, I'm joking. Your mum's very pretty. Believe me. I know. It's a dangerous little venomous little fish. Even though it's a little fish, it is very dangerous. It's like a piranha. Like, you wouldn't say a piranha's innocent because it's small. Nah, it's worse than a piranha. So even though it's small, do not underestimate the weaver fish. Alright, so another day in the summer. Once again, I live at a coastal town, so I went to the sea every day in the summer with my friends, and we're like human surfing, if that makes sense. Like, we would jump into the waves, and then the waves would bring us, and sometimes they'll bring us over the rocks because it was high tide, and it was just kind of calm. We're just doing our usual everyday sea motive. Until I had this weird feeling, like I wasn't swimming. It wasn't too shallow, but it wasn't too deep either. So I was like up to my armpit in water, and I was trying to tread water a bit, like walk on the floor a bit. And I thought I stood on glass, and I was like, ah, shit, why did I stand on glass? So I just swam out, and I looked, and there's no blood. There's no actual anything to actually show that I've been stepping on glass, but the pain was still there, and the pain just got worse and worse. It was like a sharp pain. It was as if I stood on a needle. It was, and it just would not go. And my friends were like, maybe you stood on a weaver fish, Nathan. And I'm like, a weaver fish? What's that? And they're like, I'm pretty sure it's fatal. And I start panicking, and then they tell me that they're just messing with me and it's not fatal. So, yeah. And even though they told me it's fatal, that's not even the worst thing. They started saying, oh yeah, to get rid of the pain, you have to wee on it. If you urinate on this sting, it will go away. And one of my friends were like really infused with peeing on my leg, and I'm like, no, I don't care how much pain I'm in. I'm not letting you pee on my foot, you weirdo. Go away from me. And at one point I even buried my foot in the sand, and I'm like biting my wetsuit to scream in it because it feels like there's a sharp piece of glass up my foot. And I was like, oh, nah, I'm going to have to walk home. So, well, I'm not walking home, but I'm walking to the car park. And the car park's like 500 meters from the sea to, across the sea, into the beach, into the car park. Right, so, and the whole time my friends are just, I'm like, you don't have to follow me, you don't have to come, you know? And they're like, oh yeah, we're going to stay here then, since we have only just started to actually play in the sea. And the worst thing about this, they all live in this coastal town, so for them it's just a normal walk. I live on like a village on the outskirts of this town, so even though I go to the same school, even though I hang out in my seaside town, I do technically live in another village. So I cycle home most times anyway. It's not too much of a pain, it's only like 15 minutes because I got an electric bike, but still, I imagine cycling home with that sharp pain in my foot. So fortunately my dad was in the area, and I walked up to his van and I was going to call him and everything. And I was walking like a zombie across the beach. Like, if you play Kino di Toten, I was literally like one of those zombies. Because at one point I literally dropped to the ground. I was like, I just want to sit and rest a bit. I don't want to put any weight on my foot. But I also, as well as sitting down, I knew I needed to move. So what I did, I started crawling. So if you ever blown up a zombie's legs in Kino di Toten, and then the zombie starts crawling at you, it was literally like that. And at one point I was just crawling, and then I started hopping, and I crawled a bit, and I hopped a bit. And fortunately I found my family on the beach as they were going to drive home. So I'm actually catch them before they left. Like, imagine if they left, I would have had to cycle home. And in the meanwhile, all my friends are standing on the horizon just laughing at me. And like 6 months later, they still say it's the funniest thing, and it's the hardest they ever laughed, watching me walk like a zombie across the beach. So my older cousin gave me like a piggyback to the van, and I was like, my phone's not here. And where's your phone, Nathan? I was like, shit, I left it at the sea pool. So my cousin then walked all the way back, and he managed to get my phone, which is quite fortunate since it wasn't anywhere specific. I tried to hide it so no one would take it, so the fact that he found it's kind of impressive and kind of scary that someone else could have just found it that easily. So yeah, when I got home, I just put my foot in like a really hot bucket of water, and eventually the weaver fish's pain just left. So that was kind of a relief, and it's the most pain I've ever been in. I couldn't walk on it. I've never broken a bone or done anything too serious, so it's not actually that bad. Like, if you've seen The King of Pain, The King of Sting, I think I would rate the weaver fish a 5, and I'll tell you how much a weaver fish is actually rated on the chart, because all I know, it could have been a lot worse. Let's actually have a look at how bad the weaver fish actually is. For all you know, I'm just waffling and it doesn't hurt at all. Right, I have the answers, okay, but before I actually show you, I want to tell you that the person who rated this weaver fish pain level is a retard, and I got stung by a much more painful weaver fish. Right then, so I'm going to pop this up and record. Okay. By Bing. Apparently, the weaver fish is a bee sting. And let me tell you, when you got a bee sting an inch up your foot, and it's a Cornish weaver fish, not a normal weaver fish, a Cornish weaver fish, it hurts a hell of a lot more. Alright? And also, look, deaths are extremely rare. No, deaths are rare, but you can die from a weaver fish. So, I am not a pussy. Weaver fish are painful. Okay? It's not like a bee sting at all. Like a bee sting, you get stung, and you're like, ow. Oh, okay, that's it. With a weaver fish, it's an inch up your foot and it does not go away for ages. Like, it lasted for an hour and a bit for me. Like, it was so painful. I don't understand what it means by bee sting. It's actually grinding my gears here. This is not fair. No, it's not a bee sting. It hurts more than a bee sting, alright? I promise you that. Or maybe I am a pussy. Alright. Thanks for watching. I'm going to have lots of content in the future. I've got all these plans. I've got all these ideas. And I've now been given a laptop to make these ideas into YouTube videos. I'm going to continue uploading on videos on how to be Rocky. And I'm going to do like fighting and everything. This channel is going to be insane. So thanks for watching. Like because I am insecure and I want people to like me. And subscribe because I'm lonely. And it's the only thing that gives me a sense of well-being. See ya.
I fell a few times, but I don't let that shit faze me. I don't mind the people calling me crazy, cause I realize, nah,